Right, here we go with some help for homework sheet 5. First question, find the equation for lines which pass through the point -3, 2, which are parallel and perpendicular to this line here. Now we know that for every single straight line we need to know a point that it goes through and we need to know its gradient. So if we deal with the parallel ones first of all, yes, we know the point it goes through, tells us that in the question. No, we don't know what the gradient is. However, we do know that it's parallel to this line. So if I take my 2y plus x equals 6 and rewrite that as y equals mx plus c, then that is going to tell us what the gradient of the line is. And if we know the gradient of this line, then we can just simply put that in here for the gradient of our parallel line. And then using y minus b equals mx minus a, that's going to get us the answer. For the perpendicular line, we have a similar problem. We know it goes through -3, 2. We don't know what its gradient is. However, we know it's perpendicular to this line. So if we just do our little turn it upside down and change the sign thing, that'll give us our perpendicular gradient. Again, using y minus b, I'll get us the answer. Question 2 is a nice, simple, straightforward one. Formula that you know is the gradient is equal to tan theta, where theta is the angle. So for this case, it's just what's the value on your calculator. Question 3, circles. We know the equation of the right hand circle, so we can work out its centre, we can work out its radius. Now once we know its centre and the radius, we can work backwards, because we know what that distance is. We know that the big circle's got twice the radius, so we can work back to find the centre of the big circle. We know its radius is twice as much, so substituting the centre and the radius into this formula is going to give us the equation of the big circle. And then working backwards again, because we know the radius, we can find the centre of the other small circle. We know its radius, and again we can plug that in. Question 4, we're given a circle and 3 lines. Now we're going to deal with them separately. So let's deal with the first one first of all, y equals x, add 7. So we need to know where this circle and this straight line intersect. So in other words, we need to do simultaneous equations. So I'm going to plug this straight line into the circle. So the x minus 3 is going to stay as it is, but instead of the y, I'm going to put x add 7. Everything else stays as it is. This gives me x minus 3 squared plus, tidying this little bracket up, gives me x add 3 squared equals 8. Now if I remove all the brackets and tidy up, I'll get to a quadratic. Something x squared, something x, and something is equal to 0. Now if I check my b squared minus 4ac, that's going to tell me whether I have 2 real roots, a repeated root, or no real roots. Now whichever one it comes out for this question, I'll tell you whether this first line is cutting it in 2 places, 1 place, or no places. And then we can repeat it with the second line, so it's the same format again. And then we can repeat it with the third line, same format again. So it's just the same question repeated 3 times. Question 5, recurrence relations. Now we're told the standard recurrence relation, and we're told the first 3 values. From that we should be able to work out what the values of m and c are. Well, how are we going to do that? If I rewrite u2 as mu1 plus c, and u3 is mu2 plus c, I can plug these numbers, so u1 goes in here, u2 goes in here and here, and u3 goes in over here. That should make simultaneous equations which I can solve to find M and C. Question 6, one of these wee stories with recurrence relations. The members in the golf club next year are going to be 85% of the members that are there this year, plus the 40 who join. Now we can make a recurrence relation from that. We can work out the limit. We can then answer the question. And then question 6, we have a circle which has the equation x squared plus y squared plus 6x plus 4y plus 8 is 0. From that we can work out what the centre of this circle is. Once we know the centre, we can work out the gradient of the radius. Then we can get the gradient of the tangent. Then we can use the point in that tangent gradient into the formula y minus b to get your answer. Okay.